Good evening and welcome to TAPP Talk number 15 here in Malta. And we are live tonight, as we are every week, on a Wednesday at 7:30, and we're broadcasting to Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube and Twitter all at the same time. And the good news is within a couple of months, we're going to be able to stream live on Instagram at the same time as the other channels, which will be very welcome. So if you're joining us tonight and you'd like to ask any questions, please do just drop your questions in the comments box and I shall see them. And you can also just say hi and say hello if you're here to listen. So we've had a number of questions over the past few weeks, so I thought we would do an Ask Me Anything open question time. And we've also been sending out some emails to inform customers of some things, and that sort of brought up a few more questions. So we thought we'd do an open live show. So you can come along here any time during the week, 7:30 on a Wednesday. Sorry, not any time during the week. Anytime on a Wednesday at 7:30. Do join us every single week, and you can ask questions any week, even if we've got a particular topic. We'll be at the International Food Festival next week, so we probably won't be streaming live next week, as I think that will be technically too difficult whilst out and about. But the week after, we've got an interview set up, which is going to be quite interesting, on pain management. One of our tap water heroes, one of our tap heroes, one of the customers is actually going to be doing a course on pain management, natural pain management. So we thought that was interesting to talk to her about. So as I say, if you just joined us live, I can see there's some of you joined us live. If you have joined us live, do say hello in the comments or drop any of your questions in the comments box, and I'll pick those up and be able to answer them for you tonight. And you'll see those questions also if you're watching the recording. So these are always recorded, and we're live every Wednesday at 7:30. So one of the first things that I get asked is, what do I do if something goes wrong? And what I'd like to do is just tell you, contact us, whatever it is, whatever a small thing or big thing, however many times it happens, please do contact us. And in fact, we ran an experiment during this week. We over the last sort of week, we've emailed all customers and asked them to contact us if anything goes wrong. And in fact, it was amazing how many people messaged in and said, well, this had gone wrong, but I didn't want to worry, or I didn't want to call you because it's, it might have happened before, it's the second time, or we won it in a competition and, didn't want to be a pain, all that kind of stuff. Please do. Please just contact us, because our mission is to eliminate plastic bottles in Malta. And we can't do that if you're not using the filter. And if something goes wrong that prevents you using the filter, please contact us straight away. That way we can be focused on the mission. Because every single household that is using a tap water filter is eliminating 1,000 plastic bottles a year on average. On average, that's 250 kilograms of CO2, 2,500 kilometers in your car. So it is definitely worth focusing on. It has a big impact on the environment, and it is also saving you money. So if anything goes wrong whatsoever, you can send us a message on WhatsApp. It's really useful if you include a photo or a video of what's going on, because we can soon see what the issue is and let you know exactly how we're going to deal with it. On the whole, I can tell you that if something breaks, we replace it. If something's not working, we find out what it is, and if it needs replacing, then we do that. Okay, because our whole mission is to eliminate plastic bottles, and we can't do that if you're not using a filter and enjoying it. You can also email us on hello@tappwater.mt, and you can see all the details of how to contact us as a contact us section on tappwater.mt. So please do drop any comments you've got in the comment box. You can, if you're logged in on Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube, you can just drop comments in and I'll see them straight away, and then I can answer them for you. Okay, so that's what do I do if something goes wrong? Contact us straight away. Okay, now one of the common questions, not hugely common, but it's quite regular. I changed my filter and now the water tastes awful. Okay, So what happens with that is, here's where you're changing the filter. This is the TAPP Echo Pro. We don't get the question on the Echo Pro Compact on this one. It's a question we get on the TAPP Echo Pro. And that's explainable by what happens is when you change the filter cartridge, all you're doing is you're changing this refill. But inside the lid here is a grey seal. Now, if that comes out for any reason, and sometimes they stick on top here, if that comes out and then you throw it away with the other filter, when you put it back inside, it will not be filtering to as efficiently as if it has the seal. It really does need that seal to be filtering efficiently. So the first thing to check if that happens is that you still have that seal in the bottom there around the nozzle in what we call the lid of this thing, which is a casing. Okay, now the other thing is that the older casing, so this is an older version of the same thing, you'll see that the silicone seal in the bottom is actually missing. That's what it looks like when it's missing. That wasn't meant to happen. It was meant to be there. Here it is. It dropped out. So here's the silicone seal. And in the older types, you can see that they're white. So they're not as visible. And so when they end up stuck to a top of the filter like this, when they're wet, you don't notice them so easily. So TAPP Water took this on board, for instance, and changed the seals in the newer models to be grey like this. So that's why they're grey, because they're easy to see, and you'll soon see if you haven't got the seal. So that normally resolves the issue on 99% of cases. I changed my filter and now the water tastes awful. It's purely because you haven't got this seal inside the lid of the casing and it's not filtering efficiently. So I hope that answers the question. That's got a common one. So if you've got any more questions, do just drop them into the question box and in the comment box, either on Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, and I'll be able to see that. Now, my tap is leaking when I use it filtered. That's something, again, that can happen either with this one, which is the Echo Pro, or with this one, which is, sorry, this is the Echo Pro. Let me put the filter back in so it looks proper. That's the Echo Pro, and this is the Echo Pro Compact. So I get that question with either of them, actually. And the reason is that when you remove your aerator, so what people are saying, that question normally refers to, you've got the tap attached like this here, and they've switched it to filtered, which means it looks like that. And the water, I need an extra hand, don't I, to be able to do this? The water is coming out of this join here. Okay, now obviously I've not taken the aerator out yet. Normally you'd have that out. So this join here, this is where it was leaking around the metal ring. Now, if that's happening, the reason is that when you removed your aerator, here's the aerator, you'll see there's a little black washer that normally appears with the aerator. Now, when you use our adapter, which, sorry, I forgot to prepare the adapter. This is our adapter that looks like this, and it has its own washer above. And what it's best to do with most taps is place the black washer that came from the aerator before, that you've just removed, place it inside and then put your adapter on. And what that is doing is when you've screwed up, it's pushing the seal up a little bit so you get a really good tight seal. And then when you attach your Echo Pro, like that, which is nice and easy, you won't find the water sprays out here. So if water is spraying out in the gap between the adapter and the tap, it's because you haven't got that washer. If you've lost that washer, you can get them easily from an ironmongery store. They're 22 mil washers or 24 mil washers, and you'll be able to find them quite easily. So that's the only reason that happens. And it doesn't matter whether that's an Eco Pro or an Eco Pro Compact, it'll still be the same thing. Now, sometimes people might say, well, why is it only doing it when I use it filtered? Well, when you're using it filtered, it's adding a bit of pressure inside here. So the extra pressure is spurting out. So that's why we need that good seal. It's perfectly normal to use that seal when you're attaching the tap. So just to remind you, it's the seal, it's the washer that comes with the aerator that comes out of your tap. If you use that inside the installation, then it'll be fine. A very, very few installations will need some PTFE tape around the adapter. PTFE tape, again, available from the ironmongery, but that's really only very, very few ones, and possibly some older taps. Now, the other time you might find it's leaking when you use it filters is if there's any cracks in the plastic that may appear during, let's say, a manufacturing fault. We do have those occasionally. If that kind of thing happens, just let us know and we replace them. So, is there a difference in filtration between the Pitcher Pro and the Eco Pro? So, yes, is the answer to that. The filtration process is different. So I can show you what's inside a TAPP Eco Pro. So this is the Eco Pro. What does the job is this solid activated carbon block. And this solid activated carbon block has a porosity of 2 microns. So it acts as a membrane, water is passing through it. Anything that is greater than 2 microns is being prevented from going through to your drinking water. And 2 microns means that you've got an awful lot of things excluded, like a lot of bacteria, for instance, about 98% of bacteria, and all sorts of other things. And the chlorine is filtered by adsorption, which means it's sticking to the surface of the filter. And an activated carbon solid block does that really effectively because there's a huge surface area inside the block. Now, inside the Pitcher Pro, which is this, here's the Pitcher Pro. So this is our water jug, which filters as it pours out. So it's great because you don't have to wait for it to be for the water to drain through. It's not like a typical jug filter where you just have to wait for a couple of minutes or 5 minutes for it to filter through. You just fill it up and then you pour it out. And as soon as the water's coming out, it's being filtered. Now you can see the filter up here. You can see the filter up here if I show it to the camera. And this filter is looking like this, and it's carbon fiber. So this is carbon fiber. So it is acting in much the same way as an activated carbon block. The porosity is very, very similar. Now this removes about 80 different contaminants from the water, whereas the solid block removes about 100 different contaminants. And the substances that are different are, for instance, this is very good at removing all sorts of things like herbicides, pesticides, antibacterials, pharmaceuticals, and all that kind of stuff. This is definitely very good at removing your chlorine. It's removing all the rust, the heavy metals, and all sorts of things like that. And it's also got magnesium beads inside, which increases the alkalinity of the water and gives a slightly different taste to the Eco Pro and the Eco Pro Compact. So this is great. It's a glass jug with a great weight on it. So it feels like a good solid jug, and it looks great on the table as well. It's great on office tables and things like that. So that's the Eco Pro, and the difference between the Eco Pro and the Pitcher Pro. Okay, so if you've got any other questions, perhaps you'd like to pop them in the question box, in the comments box, either on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. And I can see that we are streaming to Facebook this week. Last week, unfortunately, we had a bit of a technical issue, and didn't manage to stream onto Facebook. Some people ask me, what happens if I can't take the aerator off, if it's too difficult to turn off? Well, there's a few different ways you can do it. You can use a pair of pliers. Now, if you use a pair of pliers, I don't have some to demonstrate with today, then you've got a pair of pliers like this. Use it vertically rather than horizontally. So use it vertically and just attach onto these flat sides of the aerator. You can also use one of these aerator keys. These are on our website. They're €4.90. Unfortunately, they are plastic. But here is, for instance, this has got about 5 different sizes on it. And so you can make it nice and easy to undo your aerator by using this. So this is quite useful. We also have some other ones that are called bubblers. These are very good at taking out aerators that don't have a flat edge on the top, but for instance, need to be turned like that. So we've got a set of bubblers, which are going to be on the website next week. And also we've got an aerator key like this, which is very good for taking off aerators if they get stuck. Excuse me. Great. So that's it for today. Thank you very much for watching. If you have got any other questions just before we go, please do just pop them in the comments box. Otherwise, thank you very much for joining us tonight. We'll be having a live show not next week, but the week after, and it'll be a live interview with one of our customers who is running a natural pain management course. Excuse me, coughing. I am just getting over being ill last week. It didn't last too long, thankfully. So that's it for this evening. Thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you on TAPP Talk Live, not next week, but the week after. Meanwhile, you can catch all the recordings on our YouTube channel and see all the other live shows. Thank you very much.